How y'all manage to be so quiet?
All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming to help us welcome DeMar here to Sacramento. Exciting day. I want to first start by thanking a lot of people had a big part in this. DeMar's agent, Aaron Goodwin, great partner through this to get DeMar here. Obviously, Vivek, Matina, Coach Brown, the rest of our coaching staff, Wes Wilcox, Phil Jabor, Paul Johnson, our front office. A big group effort, but obviously the star of the show here is this guy to my right. And I'll give a quick intro, though he probably doesn't need one, but 6-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA. DeMar is somebody who, everywhere he's gone, has made an impact on winning, and we're excited that that's going to be here in Sacramento for the foreseeable future. So I'll turn it over to DeMar for a few words, and we'll take some questions.
Thank you. It's beyond an honor to be able to be a part such of, uprising franchise. The want that they showed, going in free agency was amazing. I ain't gonna lie. It always felt good to be wanted somewhere, and from day one, they showed that. So it's an honor to be able to represent this organization and build on what this organization's been doing the last couple of years. It's something special. I definitely want to be a part of it, and I want to be one of those guys that hit the beam to light up at night. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to playing with this young, exciting, talented team. Great coaching staff. It's amazing. Last couple of days, that's all I kind of been thinking about is, putting on this jersey, representing the city, hearing the fans scream as loud as y'all can. So I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. It's going to be an exciting year. I'm definitely going to work my butt off more than ever, to make sure, the city get what it deserves.
All right.
Open up for questions.
Hey, y'all, can you hear me?
Yep.
Monty, I'll start with you, really. What does it mean for you to land somebody like him in your time here in Sacramento, and just maybe the importance of this moment for your tenure with the Kings?
Well, I think, it's just for the organization to land somebody of DeMar's stature is, just incredible. I think it speaks to, what we've been building here, and especially the last couple of years, De'Aaron, Domas, Keegan, on and on down the line. Obviously Malik, re-signing here, and but also speaks to DeMar. I think, somebody who is always about winning, and I think, as we've said, winning is going to bring people in. So I think this is a great testament to that, and hopefully more and more winning to come.
And for you, DeMar, if someone had told you a month ago that you'd be sitting here in Sacramento as the newest member of the Sacramento Kings joining this franchise, would you have believed him?
No, I would not. And sometimes that's the beauty of life, honestly. You never know what's going to happen, and sometimes the greatest thing happened unexpectedly. So, be here in this position, definitely want to make the most of it.
DeMar, welcome to Sacramento. I just wonder what you kind of heard over the years about this city, Kings fans, the way they embrace the team and the players, and how it felt to walk out here the other night and receive that ovation.
I remember playing at the old arena, when they had the cowbells and all that. But
Still got them.
Yeah, still got them? All right, cool. But to get the reception I got the other night was amazing. Like I said, over the last couple of years playing against the Kings, it's been tough coming in this building. You feel it. It's not many arenas in this league where when you walk in, you feel the atmosphere, you feel the tension in the air, feeling like you are on the road when you're a road team. So to be able to get that reception the other night, it's amazing. It's the respect, the love that's already shown. had me hungry. I think I left there that night and, went straight to the gym when I got back home. So, just the drive, the hunger, the passion that the fans show, you definitely just want to give it back.
Couple for you here, DeMar. Welcome to Sacramento, first off.
Thank you.
Can you walk us through, whatever you can, your Saturday as a whole, from arriving to getting to the moment of with the fans? Yeah,
it was big. I just wanted to come here more so than anything and just check out the facility, meet the staff, meet front office, just kind of get a feel, instead of, just going back and forth, talking with my agent. I just want to get a feel for myself of everything, so I flew here, sat Coach Brown's office, we watched a little of the G League game, sat there and talked. De'Aaron came in, we sat there and talked. Doug Christie came in there, we sat there and talked. So everybody just kept coming in the room. We just sat there and talked. So, but it was a great feel. Everything was genuine, everything was real, and everything was about the betterment of how we can make this franchise grow. And I left middle of the day. I just wanted to get it done, and kind of get the relief off my shoulders. And that's what happened. Everything was just genuine from that day. And, we was in the back eating, and all of a sudden I just heard, let's go outside, the fans out there. Next thing you know, when we walked out and got the reception that we got, and that was kind of like the icing on the cake, for me, that just made me feel like I made the right decision.
And then yourself and De'Aaron have been battling back and forth for Clutch Player of the Year over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, I told him that. I told him I was mad 2 years ago that he got it and I didn't get it. But yeah, we definitely been battling. And, just with that there, me being the competitor I am, I sit and watch, a lot of those moments. And I think even in Chicago, I remember he had a game winner on us in Chicago, and I kind of made it a thing. This past season when we played here, I think we was losing by like 20. I made it a thing in the fourth quarter to make sure we won, just in case we was head to head and in that battle again. But to see someone as special as him, I've been following him since he was in college. See the amazing things he's able to do. Just being a part of that could be special.
DeMar, you just mentioned that you didn't know if this would be a possibility a month ago. When did the light go off? When you just like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be part of the Sacramento Kings.
Like I said, just the want, just the expression of being wanted, needed, to do something bigger than just me. And at the end of the day, I'm all for winning. I just want to win at the highest of levels. And me being able to be a part of something a team may be missing, to help them take them over that hump, that's all I needed to see, and that was what was expressed to me from day one, and as a competitor, that's all you need.
DeMar over here, welcome to Sacramento. This team's really had an uprising over the past couple of years. You're being talked about as somebody that can help propel this team into contention, and obviously a really stacked Western Conference. How flattering is that for a person of your caliber to perhaps be that catalyst for a young team on the rise?
Man, I love it. I love it. I love a challenge. I love the excitement that come with it, and when you're a competitor, you want to be in the best where the best is at, and like you said, the Western Conference is stacked with that, and you get tested every single night, and you work for those moments so it can bring the best out of you. So I'm overly looking forward to it. I can't wait. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Monty, this franchise over the last 4 years kind of has a stigma about getting big-time free agent signings. How big is this for you and your group to be able to bring in one of the top-tier guys in this year's free agent class?
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's, I don't know, for us personally, that's just our job. But I think for the organization, for somebody of DeMar's stature, look, when you're a free agent, you get to choose where you go. And for somebody like that to choose our team, I think it just speaks to what we're building here. And, this is a great city. It's a great organization. We have incredible fans. But number one, we've been winning. I think us and Denver are the only two teams that have won 46 or more in the West the last 2 years. It's an incredibly tough West, but, hopefully that's part of what DeMar saw here, and that we can have, even bigger dreams in the future.
Yeah, DeMar, sort of the same question. Just What is it about this fit that you felt like, okay, I'm willing to take a gamble where so many other players in the past haven't?
How many times I seen that beam lit up when I was chilling at home, especially being on Central Time. Me watching, I watch every NBA game, so like I said, you just always seeing something lit up. And it's like, God damn, what's the significance of pushing this button, But like I said, winning solves all. And that's one thing I always express to guys that I play with that, want to be all-stars, who want to get paid, blah, blah, blah. Everything winning solves everything. And you want to be a part of winning. You want to be a winner. You want to be known as a winner. So for me, that's just, that's the most appealing thing for me. And you see it every single night when this team plays. It's all about winning.
Monty, obviously the excitement with, the excitement with bringing in DeMar, also some sadness with letting HB have to leave this organization. What was that conversation like when you told him that he was going to be the other part of this trade? Yeah,
obviously Harrison, I think along with De'Aaron, one of the two guys that's been here since I came aboard, and incredible competitor, obviously meant so much to this community, and I think it was fantastic that Harrison got to be a part of the team that broke the playoff drought here. Had some incredible moments here in Sac, and he's going to have incredible moments going forward, so we wish him the best. But just obviously an incredible player, even better human, and happy to have crossed paths with him. Wish him the best going forward.
He's fine. I talked to Harrison yesterday, so he's fine. He was asking me about places in San Antonio, so
DeMar, how important was De'Aaron's voice in this recruitment process? And just from a basketball perspective, how do you just view this fit on the court?
I mean, it definitely was big. De'Aaron and Malik was, one of the first two people to text me about it. And, just their whole approach, through the text messages, it just felt genuine. It felt the want. And that was the cool part, because at the end of the day, I told De'Aaron, yesterday, I've been a fan of his game since college. Obviously, me being a fan of the game, I pay attention to all these guys. So for them reaching out, hearing their point of view with me coming and how much it could help, not just the team, but them personally, things like that means a lot. From a basketball fit perspective, I always prided myself feeling like I could play with anybody. I try to go out there and make everybody else's job easy. Do whatever it takes to win. I never overly complicate anything. I just really feel like I could go out there and play with anybody.
All right. Hey, DeMar. Way back here, man.
How you doing?
Welcome to Sacramento.
Thank you.
This is kind of a two-part question. First of all, you talked about playing in Arco Arena, how loud it was, and just the electricity of the fans and the beam and all of that stuff. So what is your overall impression of Sacramento? And is there anything in particular you're looking forward to doing out here? And then the second part of that question is, a lot of Kings players have theme songs per se when they make a basket or do certain things on the court. What would you say your song would be when that happens?
To answer your first question, one, you see the passion in the fans more so than anything. Just on the outside looking in, that's all you always seen is just the fans outside the arena. The fans, I'm talking about the beam again, taking videos of the beam in the sky. You just see the passion and love for their team. And that goes a long way. It's hard to find, overly dedicated fans that been through the ups and downs with a franchise, and this is one of those fan bases that been through everything, and to your second part, my theme song, I have no clue. I hope somebody pick a great theme song for me.
DeMar over here, maybe it'll be They're Not Like Us, huh? Bringing Kendrick with you?
Yeah.
You don't miss games. You average about 24, 25 a game. But your passing over the last several years has been one of the more overlooked and understated part of your package. How do you see that fitting in with the offense that Mike and Jay draw?
I mean, when you got a young shooter like Murray, the way he shoots the ball is incredible. everything is overly fitting for me in a sense of my playmaking to make my job a lot easier, and those components they go together well, and that's one thing I've been conscious of over the last couple of years of my career is just being able to be somebody that can make my teammates better, make their life a lot better as well, because once I do that, it makes my job a lot easier, and those two go hand in hand once you really get the rhythm of that, and I take pride in, trying to bring the best out of my teammates, and not just about me, just scoring and shooting the ball. I really try to get everybody involved and, give them a different confidence that go a long way.
DeMar, during the course of your career, most of the time you've been usually playing the two, but now that Harrison is gone and a lot of people might look at you as a three, have you played much three in your career, or do you look forward to that, or how do you slide between the two and the three as you move forward?
I played in the league when it was two bigs out there, and then three was 6'9". Now, the game has changed. And one thing about that, I try to adapt and adjust need be. I really don't look at it like it's a position thing. I look at it as a fit thing, whatever is needed for a night, any given night. I never really put too much thought on a position, because nowadays you got, centers playing point guard in this league. So, for me, I try to be like water, be shapeless, formless, and be able to adjust to anything.
Monty, how much better does DeMar make the Kings just by virtue of the fact that he gets to the line, he makes free throws, and he doesn't turn the ball over?
Well, I think the exciting thing for us is, adding DeMar. We're able to, bring Malik back, which is a big part of our offseason. Obviously, Alex Len, Jordan McLaughlin, and all the guys we got coming back. And then you add somebody of DeMar's stature. And I think, like he said, his ability to fit in so many different, between Toronto, San Antonio, Chicago, he's played, back to USC internationally. So that passing, I think, as Mark brought up, is a hugely overlooked part of his game that he's grown the last few years. We were talking on Saturday, and I told him it's just been so impressive. I mean, he came into the league, he was a huge athlete, high flyer, get to the rim, dunk, and now he's, added the passing, added this mid-range, incredible touch all over the floor. And then defensively, I don't know what position, 2, 3, 4, like he's got how he takes care of his body. So all those things I think are going to fit in seamlessly. And I think his accolades and what he's done in his career speak for itself. So, at a 6-time All-Star here, I don't know where it takes us. But I think adding a guy like him, we feel we're better. We feel we can compete with anybody in the West, and so that's going to be our mindset.
DeMar, you mentioned the conversation that you had with Mike Brown. How do you see the relationship with him going, playing for him, and what do you like about that potential partnership?
I'm looking forward to it. Since I've been in the league, playing against him, respect level that I have for him since he's been in the league, paying attention to, everything he's done. The respect is there, and it goes both ways. So with that, I pride myself on being one of the most coachable guys, whatever is needed, however is needed, I try to be the guy that you always could count on. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a piece of cake. I remember seeing a video, I don't know if it was last year or somewhere, he was running sprints with the team, and I was like, that's what type of person you want to play for.